I touched upon it that they had a little bit of an upsetting scoreline when they did have their old, Fable roster of the Phoenix and the Sova, but going back into something that they've been able to path themselves into a victory. The Sky is back. I absolutely love it. And also VOT is bringing back on toward this Astra. Let us see how things are going to roll into this. Mindfreak starting on the attacker's side.
On a very early wall there from Nebula, just to cut off the side of Mindfreak's vision for the moment there, but what is cutting off vision of his own? Stars come out, dash forward here from Calf, but he's already taken a bit of damage. He's able to take the first on the rails, though traded immediately by Tax. He falls to the safety of this A-Link, though. It's trades going to and fro all of a sudden. Jesse getting one on a what, but traded immediately by Minimizing. Now it's up to Dragon already. Mindfreak have somehow able to squeak out a man advantage.
Yeah, and that camera as well will reveal to Mindfreak exactly where Dragon is. He's splitting the difference. He's flipped the coin, and he's actually landed on the wrong side right now. He's maneuvered himself over towards A, with a spike going down to C. He's going to have to run a bit of a marathon. Couple of cloud bursts, the tailwind, and the updraft still available for the man, but in this 1 versus 2, you know that Mindfreak are going to be playing this one together, playing very passively over toward the side spawn. You do note that there is low HP as well for one of the boys on the Mindfreak side currently. Dragon, though, getting into the site. These cloudbursts can buy a little bit of time to get on the defuse. The bait tap out is going to draw Mindfreak in. There's the flashpoint. Sharp shot on the Pex, but Norson is there for the trade.
Yeah, Norson, a pretty prominent Cypher player, and starting it off hot for Mindfreak. Nebula, that really started to spill the momentum. If, of course, Dragon was able to win that 1v2, then we might be seeing a different scoreline down. Nebula, though, unfortunately dropping pistol. Mindfreak starting it off pretty hot, but, you know, it's feeling a little bit bloodbathy early on here, Dion.
Yeah, a little bit. Lots of angels to be going through in that pistol round. Straight in toward the B site. You did see a range of utility from the Astras and the Viper to come out as well from the side of Nebula there. But Mindfreak, ultimately winning out on those angels, catching a couple of better frags than Nebula. And we do move over into this new round where Tax already feeling a little bit of pressure down through the short sewers. Will look to fall back and hopefully call for a rotation from his squad.
And, well, the wall being set up again by Minimize, and Nebula on the rotation towards this A site. That might be Calth in just a second. Of course, he's going to be seen through that wall. Calth! Someone check his PC already. The man can see through walls. He can see all of the players in front of him. He's going
my lord.
Third, 2 rails taken in the blink of an eye. Now it's up to Jesse and it's up to Dragon again. Calth taking the ball with the ace. Calth! Are you serious? Starting it off.
Talk about him.
Strong. It's so sick to see the jet play coming in, and Mindfreak, they're not wasting any time on this second map.
We talk about some shoes to fill here, Tony. Calth, filling in those ones of Lakers. We saw how powerful and influential Lakers was on this roster time and time again. But Calth, the young sharp gunner, able to really just find frags, find his own footing, path his own way to victory. And in a round such as that, when you've only got pistols that you're going up against, usually you look to see lots of eco frags come on through from the side of Mindfreak there. However, to be able to dance around, find the opportunities on that Spectre, it was 2 clips that he was able to find all 5 kills with. That is really insane. Already has that Blade Storm available going into this new bonus round. And, well, we do have just this little pause that came on through. We were waiting to see Minimize fix that one up, but it is all good. We had a little bit of extra analyst time that we can get onto it, but we won't, of course, stay stuck on that one. We don't need to over-analyze anything because we now move over into the bonus round. It's Nebula's time to get on the board.
Yeah, very, very nicely played, though, from Calth. Get the Blade Storm established early and get the momentum going here for Mindfreak and really shut out Nebula before they can have a chance. Of course, this is now going to be bonus here for Mindfreak. Nebula do have the guns to work with. You can see Stars poised and positioned over at the C site. But for the moment, Mindfreak playing a little bit default. Calth already has pulled the knives, though, and he's looking for a victim.
Looking for a victim. Looking hungry to find the first opening frag, convert this into another round as Mindfreak. They are on this bonus. If they shut this one down, it'll be Struggle City for Nebula. Struggle Town, but in toward the site, straight through the Viper's Bite, the Snake Bite. Calth just runs on him with the Blade Storm. Will be good for 1. Can't quite get a second as Dragon will shut him down. So we are on this 4 versus 4. Mindfreak, though, busting in toward the C site. More for Dragon. Again, traded on through, though. Birds are going on through. And now, with a great utilization of the flash, Minimize claims 2, and Nebula are on the board.
Yeah, very nicely played there from Nebula, and very quickly to rotate over towards that C side. As soon as they sensed Mindfreak were up through Garage, they sent 3 players, I believe, 1 towards the Garage, 2 towards the spawn side, and they were able to capitalize off of the numbers and really shut down Mindfreak's panicked hit there to that C side. And very nicely to shut down the bonus as well and keep Mindfreak in check for the moment.
Keep him in check. Keep them all entertained as well, Tony, because you need to make sure that you are keeping up your spirits. Mindfreak can always be a team where if they're not feeling the greatest, they need something to kick them back into the game. So as long as they are keeping very focused in this one, they will be able to keep things flowing. New round, buys for all. Trailblazer in for tax, spotting out as much information as possible. Going to get destroyed, so at least knows that there is one player out through the lobby. But Calth is looking to be the instigator in this round, clearing everything down through long. You do also have the grassland of Courtyard being explored from Mindfreak, so making sure that they aren't going in this just one-dimensionally. They have different approaches if needed.
Dragon's already popped the knives. You can see he's antsy for a potential A fight, but Mindfreak say maybe we'll take it a little bit slower, take out the turret towards the Garage side. Nebula still left guessing for the moment. Wall goes up again from Minimize. Mindfreak are looking to pull the trigger towards this B site, and Minimize needs to be cautious. Him and Royals now grouped up towards the front of the site, though. Calth takes the initial duel, now dash forward. Walks up, though. Minimize uses the cloud burst of Calth to get in and get that kill and get away to safety. Jesse's cautious of the low play here from Norson. The spike goes down to B. Norson wins that crucial fight towards lower mid, and now it's on for Nebula for the retake.
Player advantage for Mindfreak, equalizing to 3 versus 3. Calth holding at the back of the shield, but Norson on that flank is bettered by Dragon. Looking for another one, has Pex's number. Name, no! Gets shut down, but it is all onto Pex. One away from the Rolling Thunder. The flashpoint's out. He gets decapitated by Tax, and that there is a little bit of a waste of the Viper's Pit, not gonna lie. Minimize trying to get it out just to obscure vision, but we get equalized on the back of it, 2-2. And for Mindfreak, I think we might be on for a little bit of an eco for them now.
Yeah, the side of Mindfreak now a little bit worse for wear. Nebula, after, you know, a bit of an early discrepancy, Mindfreak were able to take those first 2, but Nebula, they're back in their element. You saw a bit of a wasted Viper's Pit there by Minimize, but he's not going to be feeling too disheartened. As long as rounds are on the board for Nebula, they're still into it. And for Mindfreak, eco, but I wouldn't doubt these Sheriffs, Dion.
No, wouldn't doubt these Sheriffs whatsoever. Just ticked over 4 o'clock, so it would have been high noon somewhere in the world. Have a little bit of a leeway going in toward it as well to keep contained on these Sheriffs, but it is going to be the grouping up outside C. Long, all 5 for Mindfreak. Looking to bust on through. They have decided to go in for a bit of a purchase in this one. As the bird goes through, Minimize is going to start off the round by finding Calth, and that might actually force Mindfreak back.
Yeah, that's deterred them for the moment. You see Norsa now tucking into the cubby, and, well, Mindfreak starting to second guess themselves. You saw the round they tried to take C before. They were very, very rushed in their approach, and Nebula were able to surround them with numbers and capitalize on the opportunity. But for the moment, Nebula slowly and surely will be making their way towards this C site. The alarm bot just in reach of it. I believe Watt trying to look for it. Star goes up there. Blinding goes towards the back of the site, but Jesse's not too cautious and he's not too scared of it. Will swing out wide. The spike drops here. Minimize. Take another, racking up the kills early on as, well, that's going to be Nebula taking this 3rd round, and quite a crucial eco there to convert from them.
Yeah, pretty easy for them in the end. All 5 alive, not dropping anything by a little bit of armor or shields and their utility, which they will be able to buy back again. So it goes into the fresh round where Mindfreak will be on it, as well as, you know, the attacker's side usually starts argue on this map tends to be a little bit better than the defensive side because of how far split they are. So for Mindfreak, they want to see if they can capitalize on that and get over 6 rounds if possible. They've got a couple of their ultimates to be able to play with in this round, the Rolling Thunder and the Cosmic Divide. As the Guiding Light goes in towards A lobby, it'll look to catch a bunch of information. Dragon on the operator, you mentioned it earlier on as well, seeing if he'll be able to get something activated, and there we do have it. There's the first opener. What down means no smokes for Mindfreak.
Yeah, very quick reflexes there from Dragon, and, well, smokes down for Mindfreak means this A site hit might be a little bit more skeptical. Dragon Going to be playing towards the back of it. Sees the Owl drone. He is pinged on it, so his position be made aware of. They still have Tax in the back of his side. The Seekers come out from him, and now he's shuffling around this Cloudburst, playing Calf to a fiddle, but Calf reads it this time, able to find that kill on attacks. And Ace site now taken by the side of Mindfreak, but Nebula, they've got the lockdown here for this post plant. Minimize trying to take it early. Duel's not going to win it. Now they're going to have to go quickly here for Nebula.
Yeah, Cloudburst get health out of this one as well. They don't have the means to destroy the lockdown. They could technically try to bait it on through, but nobody's going to be detained. Actually, I lie. One of them gets detained onto the defuse. The camera gets destroyed. Looking to stick it right now, actually, Tony. Oh, my lord. Don't tell me it's a 2 versus 4 stick. Off the defuse. Rails able to find Norson. Calf bites back for one, and Squirrel will close it. So 3 alive for Mindfreak. Minimize, a little bit preemptive for him there to be able to peek in toward the site as he does get shut down. Could have been a little bit better forward for Nebula in that retake, but they went in it with a plan, and unfortunately it fell apart. Props up to Mindfreak though, able to get that round.
And, well, you can now see the ultimates available here for Mindfreak. They've got Hunter's Fury, they've got Neural Theft, they've got Rolling Thunder, and they've got the Cosmic Divide. They can go anywhere they want with these ults, Dion, and it's going to be very, very hard to hold on here for Nebula. They do have guns, Operator back for Dragon, and, well, it's going to be a tall task here for Nebula. Where do they decide to set up this hold early? Because Mindfreak, they're just playing very stock standard for the moment.
Yeah, looking to not do anything too ambitious in this game so far. We've seen a couple of splits out through A, you know, the mid approach as well to B. Over towards C, we've only really seen them group up. No big old split through the garage and everything. So still lots of different avenues that Mindfreak will be able to explore a little bit later on. But with the 4 ultimates that they do have in their possession right now, definitely is a way in which they can get started in toward this round. However, the push through from Minimize down through the sewers on the back of his own toxic screen. I wonder if Norson's going to be able to expect this one a deeper cage. There goes the decapitation. The Cosmic Divide's already been pulled for Mindfreak, but now they're on the back leg.
Nicely played there from Minimize, and, well, he's going to be a little bit safe for the moment. Calf able to take out Rails going through that Cosmic Divide. And, oh, the wallbang kill from Vex. Very nicely done here on the side of Mindfreak. Is now Nebula feeling a little bit antsy for this retake, but they have seemed to lost these initial duels. The Gravity Well comes out here from what? Calf playing underneath the site. The Rolling Thunder deployed by Pex, and they're able to shuffle them out and shuffle them back for the moment, but they've lost Pex to that initial duel. The heal comes out, but the time is ticked very, very far down here for Mindfreak, though. Dragon taking a peek from heaven, able to trade 1 for 1, and they're going to find Calf on the fadeaway. Very nicely played from Nebula, and they're able to convert that 4th round. And a little bit slow to the retake, but slow and steady wins the race at the end, Dion.
So instead, he does win the race in the end, as you do see it there. For Mindfreak, you know, going for those duels, going for a little bit of those crossfires, but ultimately didn't really work out for them. It felt a little bit lackluster, if I'm going to be on the approach there. You know, the containment at short, they really did let Nebula just get the better of them there. You saw 2 players going through. You saw Minimize, you saw Rails as well, be able to establish something in toward the round. Ultimately gets traded out in the end. But for Nebula, I mean, you take any round that you can at this point in time, right? The defensive side, if they can gain over the lead and start very nicely on this attacker side, they will absolutely welcome that with open arms. Maneuver into the next round, however, and it looks like Mindfreak are going to go straight in with a plan. A little bit of the exploration over towards C. A little bit of a C split could be in order as well, because they are looking to gain a bit of control and domain around mid.
Now you can see Cal, Pex, and Scroll over towards that side. And, well, for the moment, no one really too poised at B here for Nebula. You can see Rails just outside towards that garage side. Tax now to rotate over from A. And they've set a very, very heavy defense here for the C and garage side of the map. You've left Minimize to his own devices over at A. And, well, for Mindfreak, they're biting down the clock. They're playing at a little bit slower pace. Calp has pulled the knives, and they're looking to get into this site explosively.
Well, a couple of blades are missing out from Calth here. He's only got 1. Will need the reset. Will need to find a headshot as Pex is able to find Rails. Calth is going to get shut down immediately. The Hunter's Fury and the Neural Theft still available for Mindfreak. Norson looking to get out that ultimate. Is going to spot out some info on toward the Nebula boys right now. The Viper's Pit might also want to be utilized for Nebula. It is hurting right now. Tax is good for 1. A second would be absolutely brilliant as well. But what? He's able to decapitate Dragon. Looking for a second is not going to be able to come on through. 2 versus 2. But look how low Nebula are right now. If Tax has the overgrowth, might want to be able to bring that out to get some extra HP on towards Minimize. That's exactly going to be the plan. On toward the tap of the defuse though. Baits out a couple of these shots of Norson. Extra so on towards Pex too. And as Pex finds Tax, it is all on a Minimize, but not as he has penetrated through the pit as well. We are tied up.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort, I have to say, from Minimize, using the cover of the Viper's Pit to try and get the defuse off. You even saw Tax pop the regrowth for the heal, but Mindfreak, they had the lineups, they had the spray through the smoke, and, you know, it's very hard to answer for bullets when you can't even see where they're coming from. 4-4 now evened up, but we have a pretty interesting scoreline here. Calf doing bits right now again on Haven. It's a very comfort pick for him, and Jet also a very comfort pick for him. 12-6, and well, for Mindfreak, even is not where they expect it to be, but they'll take it for the moment.
I love this aggression from Dragon right now. That cage is going to keep him at bay for a little bit. Sound Q is what Norton would be gathered with. But Hunter's Fury, they're going in with the entry, with the gusto in towards the seaside. And everyone of Nebula has fallen back. Jesse is taken down. Haven't really seen too much from Jesse in this game, to be honest with you yet. Tony, but Norton able to find two, doing his best Iron impression with this lurk. And on a save sort of situation maybe now for Nebula, but no, Rails is going to get absolutely obliterated. And it's on to Tax, 1 versus 4. Good for the first. This will be huge if he's able to find something. Guiding Light out, does have the Seekers. It would reveal the 3 players' locations on Mindfreak. Here's the footsteps down from Calf, but it's going to be Scroll to get him from behind.
That was very, very well played from the entirety of Mindfreak there. You saw Norton crucial on that lurk, able to get 2, and he's a player, you know, that he's been around for quite a while, and no one really touches too much on the Norton lurk. It's quite detrimental to many teams that Mindfreak come against, and you always have to be cautious of it. Mindfreak, you know, they use Norton to his best capacity, able to find 2 on that lurk and really set up beautifully for that C hit. Now Nebula do still have the money to work with. It's op out for Dragon, and I want to see him really start these rounds off good for Nebula.
Definitely want to see something be coming forward, but for Calf, he's just absolutely drilled Dragon a new one. Brilliant open up, Jet down, and Nebula, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board in this one. Do they utilize their Seekers in combination with the Cosmic Divide? It's not going to be able to happen now as Norton finds Tax. It just feels like these individual jewels, they're going straight over towards Mindfreak. They've just picked up that ultimate orb over at C, so they have the Cosmic Divide if they feel pressured enough to be able to bring that on through. Everything just going swimmingly for Mindfreak right now. There are no sharks in the water.
Yeah, the Piers, they've got their goggles, they've got their diver gear on, and they just seem to be submerging the side of Nebula right now, as it's just left to Minimize. He puts up the wall for the moment, denies maybe the walk in. Of course, I believe the the wall now, Toxic Screen, down to its 30 instead of 50 decay that it does. And good kill being found by Minimize, but really, Mindfreak can afford to go hunting. He puts the Toxic Screen up just to cover himself for the moment. Mindfreak know where exactly he lies in wait, and this is just going to be unfortunate here from Nebula.
There you go. Minimize. Only 1 fallen soldier for Mindfreak on that round, and they now at least gain the equalization at the half exchange. 2 more rounds to play with. Nebula going to be copping a little bit of a knee in this one as well. They're going to be down on toward these pistols and sit around, you know, 1.5 to 2k mark of your credits if required to get out the proper purchase in the next one. But this should by all means be the immediate capitalization from Mindfreak. You know, you think towards a potential gamble stack. Mindfreak will be acting accordingly to not overwhelm themselves and walk into that potential situation. We do have a little bit of the tactical natured pause to come through for Mindfreak right now, just to get everything in order. But again, Tony, something that you mentioned that caught your eye a little bit earlier was Calth, right? Sitting on the top of that scoreboard. He still is there. No one of his squad up in double digits just yet. They are all really going together, leading in Calth, letting him go for these opening engagements because they know that he is quick to find those jewels, quick to find those openers. And then the rest of the team, they just act in accordance with that and they go together, setting up the rest of the utility. It's working really well. And Nebula, they haven't been able to figure out how to beat that yet.
Yeah, Calf really coming into his own. Mindfreak really letting him run a muck of things, open space for them on that A site time and time again. You saw Cloudburst denying the dual opportunities to be taken by Nebula, and Mindfreak are looking a well-oiled machine for the moment. Nebula, they're going to have to dig deep, of course. Sheriffs for this round, a Marshal for Tax, and a few ultimates available. I doubt they'll use them, but we've seen some crazier things happen. Mindfreak, of course, they have the Cosmic Divide and almost the Neural Theft, and Calf is pretty close to the knives if you can get a few more kills here to stat pad.
I think my eyes are going to be more tuned in and focused over towards Nebula in this round to see what damage they are going to be able to deliver. it's not like it's going to impact on Mindfreak's credits whatsoever for the next round, Tony. It would really just be to get a little bit of extra confidence frags for them, and maybe even if they convert this into a round, then we start to talk about looking to have things aligned on through to equal at the half. But Calf is going to start off by finding Jesse. What on towards minimize, and I guess the extension there from Calf is punished at the end. A Vandal for Royals, looking for another frag, 44 HP. Might see that be gifted over towards the likes of Tax potentially here, or Dragon. This flank for Norson. He's going to spot out all of the information. How many is he find here? One. Oh, it's a bit awkward, but he finds the second two, and now it's on to Dragon. Stunned on through.
It's very rough there for Nebula. Norson playing it to its C, and still ever prevalent, omnipresent on the map right now for the side of Mindfreak. Don't even really need counter entry if Norson's finding 3 from the backstab, 7 to 4, and Mindfreak leading this half very, very well. And now Norson's up in double-digit club with Cal.
Big things, great things is what you absolutely love to see as well. Norson, you know, it's usually a bit of strugglesome affairs on the attacker side when you do play the likes of a Cypher, but he plays it really well, you know, getting out those flanks. It's one of those decisions where it's like, if you are expecting the flank, you will always be expecting it, but where from is the really big question. And Norson's been able to really just pick where he looks to flank, when he looks to flank. It's really a hard thing to focus on and fine tune. But right now, he's doing absolutely brilliant on that mark. We bring it over to Tax, though. Able to find the opener. A quick little flash in through from the blinding. But he's blinded himself. Look at all these flashes. Flash points, blinding lights. Everything's happening. Norson will get him in the end. So the Seekers are down and not available. But the Neural Theft spots out a bunch of information. Here comes the Cosmic Divide. And I don't even think Mindfreak are going with this, because Scroll, he's already over towards Garage and B.
Yeah, they didn't actually pop the Cosmic Divide there. Mindfreak looking over towards this B site, and it's a little bit weak for the side of Nebula. Minimize still cautious of the A hit to come in, and that leaves Mindfreak to walk up for free. Minimize not going to check his corners and not going to cover himself there. Scroll able to find that open, and lockdown to be popped here by Jesse. Of course, they do not have any sort of deal for it for Mindfreak. They can just play for the post plant. They can play very far back. Cosmic Divide to come out to deny the vision for the moment, but Norson's on the flank yet again. This is so crucial from him. The spike has been tapped here by Nebula. The shock dart comes out. Now the front forward walk up though. Dragon taking it. Norson on the flank yet again, finding 3 and finding Mindfreak the last in the half. It is so cool to see Norson able to pull off these backstabs time and time again against Nebula.
Man, just looking at that round as well, you know, the absolutely cluster of affairs that was down in amongst the short sewers there between Norson and between Tax. It really wasn't going anybody's way with all of those flashes. Peck's getting out all those flashpoints as well. Norson, in winning that one, finds the first opener, gets out the Neural Theft as well. When his team looks to scurry away over towards the B, he settles himself down, right? Finds the opportunity in the gap in Nebula's defenses, comes out from behind them, and he finds 2 massively impactful kills. Then through the Cosmic Divide, his team can just all go together as a unit, and it looks absolutely brilliant from Mindfreak. 8 rounds on the attacker side of this map is very large from them, and on this switch up, we're gonna have to see the same from Nebula right now, because if they don't claim the pistol and the second, we have double digits for Mindfreak, and it could be a very quick 1-0, 2-0 series.
Yeah, Nebula don't want this series to spill out of control for the moment. Very nicely timed gravity well there from VOT, able to get a first kill there initially. But Nebula, though, quick on the trades. Pex with a nice little one tap of his own. Tosses out the breach flash, though. He's going to be jingled out and peaked and powered out by Jesse and Rails. A little bit of a left-right goodnight to close it. Nebula finding pistol, and that's what we want to see from them. Nebula, they've been a little bit drowned out by the tide, but they're good on finding their footing. They're finding this lifeline of a pistol and potentially this second.
It's always interesting to me, right, when it comes to this map here of Haven, that B side is usually the one that people go towards pistols in, right? They just try to absolutely go balls to the wall, send in a bunch of their utility. If they've got a Sage, they'd wall up one of the sides and just try to divert themselves over towards one of the links. And again, we saw the pistol round go in towards B for Mindfreak on their attacker side. We've just seen it for Nebula. And as they look to claim that one, they do bring it into this round with a little bit of the better weaponry. Mindfreak, 3 rounds of padding. You really want to see them just be very honest and very respectful in this situation as well, because we know how strong our team is as Nebula, and you know that they're going to be able to mount a bit of a comeback and an assault. So just really play on the side of caution here for them. They've stacked over towards C. It's very valid. And Nebula, yeah, they find the right idea in going over towards A.
I'm just going to stroll up, throw some smokes on, and Toss the spike down, call it a day. Even fall back for the post plan if needed. Bot is going to be recalled by the side of Nebula. And, well, Mindfreak realized they've stacked the wrong side. Unfortunately, it's going to be over at A. And they're going to be on the, well, quick but swift, I guess, exit kills here. Because you can see two players outside of this A. Sight tax got the Phantom in hand. He's able to take these long-range engagements against, I believe, the shotguns here from Mindfreak.
The Bucky. It's still a thing apparently right now. You really only see Mindfreak bring it out these days anyway, to be honest with you. Scroll. Oh, could you imagine a Ninja Diffuse? I mean, they've got their Nano Swarms on it anyway. And I think they also had the Viper Poison Cloud on it. There's a couple of one. There's only one from Mindfreak there. You take that for what it is. Yeah, you ignore that round. It's a really well placed one for Nebula at the end. They don't drop anything, and you've got Mindfreak now who are going to be able to purchase in. Although, you know, with what they forced up, I'm looking at Norson. He's just had to sell something back, so he probably doesn't have all of his cages or trap wires going into this new round. Watt has gone down to the light shields to make sure the Astro utility is here too. So it's a little bit like weakened for them in this one. And I'm actually just looking at, does he not have any trap wires in this round, Norson? I don't think he does at all. It's just those cages. Two cages. Yeah.
That's very rough from Norson, and might be the advantage here for Nebula if they can walk up to the site quickly. There, the cages though triggered immediately. Seekers come out. Now Norson needs to batten down the hatches here at the C sites. Found the first through the wire onto Jesse. Scroll picking up two of his own. Now Norson trying to take the fight. I love though. Scroll every time though, taking these fights count to get the cherry on top. Mindfreak completely shut down that bonus hit there from the side of Nebula. And now they're on 9, getting scarily close to double digits, Dion.
The brilliance about that battle, though, is Mindfreak survived with 4 players at the end there, and Nebula, it is only that bonus, right? They can go back at it again with their proper purchase this time, not just look to funnel themselves into the one same area and look to explore their own strategy book and pick something different out in this time, right? And Mindfreak, they're going to have to act accordingly. They do have a little bit of their better utility coming on through this time, but yeah, just kind of looking at, it's been a little bit silent from Watt. It's been a little bit silent from Pex, maybe not feeling it too hard on the breach right now, although I look over to that assist mark. They've got 10 each, which is absolutely stellar. And one of the things as well, when you think of Pex, right, you think of Bind, you think of Raze. We would have seen that. We haven't. So it's one of those things where sometimes it just do be the map that can sometimes not favor you, the situations, but also the fact that the teammates are doing what they need to do. It is okay. Pex will be happy to be playing assist.
I also think about, as you said, Raze on Bind. The Arena on Ascent from Pex has been pretty show-stopping, to say the least, as well. And, well, he's able to take this back forward approach here for the side of Mindfreak. You know, he's able to dump flashes, really set Norson and Kauth up for the opportunities that they have been so gracefully granted here. For Nebula, this is going to be really a round they have to take. Mindfreak looking in the driver's seat. Dragon and Kauth going 1-for-1. They're pretty good to start it off, though, I have to say, for Nebula.
Losing the Sharpie, a Dragon for Nebula here, but losing Scroll, the reliance upon those shock dart lineups as well from him will be a big thing that Mindfreak might be sorely missing in this round. So we will have to see how the turn of events are going to unfold in this one. The group up of 3 for Mindfreak over at A as Nebula look to maneuver and lean more so over towards the C area. Norson will be safeguarding that currently over towards B as well. It's looking to be a retake over towards the C side, however, right now for Mindfreak, and that's quite valid. You know, they're a team that will really like going in for these retakes, although that is the mention on towards Scroll, right? That is why I've mentioned him. He knows those lineups. They know these situations, and in having lost him already, might be a little bit harder for them now.
Norson has deployed one early cage, sees 2 members. He's found one, but he's found actually more than one. Snake's bite to come out here. Norson now to tuck himself behind this cage yet again. We saw the same position from him in that last hold, but this time Tax will read it. Watt's found one on the flank. He's found a second. 2 now. Jesse in a very unexpected 1v3 scenario. Finding the first on the Kauth, though. Has retrieved the spike. He's got 20 seconds to plant it down. Watt has his backline. And, well, Pex just dying to peek here for the moment. Jesse going to go for the initial duel now. He's going to walk up there. He's not going to check the right corner. He flicks to it at the very last moment. Pex will find that kill. And Mindfreak, not even, I guess, a retake. I'd say hold more than anything. Finding double digits here.
It was the flank there from Watt, right? Coming in through towards the long flank, he's able to find 2 at the end there and really just throws spanner in the works of what Nebula were trying to establish. And I think the thing for Jesse there at the end, you know, he was really split between what he was supposed to do in that sort of situation. I saw that he had the alarm bot still available. I think he picked it up a little bit earlier, so he could have placed it back again, could have seen where he knew where what was, placed the alarm bot, you know, and then looked for the safe plan. He could have played at default, could have played to the back of the site, putting that alarm bot down towards the side, defender spawn. Lots of different things that he could do. Just doesn't work out in the end. And as you mentioned, Mindfreak now on this double-digit line, really looking to put the pressure down, though, is Nebula in this one, sending it in towards B. Kalth is going to be able to establish out that trade. Watt is now very vulnerable on the back of the site. He will get overwhelmed. So we have a player advantage for Nebula now, establishing a plant. Mindfreak on for the retake, but again, Kalth, 5 HP. He was dinked early.
Yeah, he's taken low. Norson, though, on the flank, able to find one in the window. Might be finding a second there. Tag on the dart from Squirrel, finding minimized. Evan very, very close to the neural theft as well. Jesse, one away from the lockdown, but they still need to hold it down here. Nebula in a bit of a rough positioning here. Now left to Rurls in the 1v3, and he can't really do much when he has low HP, and a very nicely played around and a very nicely retaked by the side of Mindfreak there. That's 11. Now scarily close to match point, and Nebula, I applaud the effort. Very nicely sent there towards that B side early on. They just couldn't quite find Kalth there in the end, and that was the difference. 21 kills on the board. Now on the knives as well. One away from the neural theft, as we said, for Norson, and Mindfreak have got tons of utility and tons of plays to work with.
You look at that situation as well, right? Norson getting out that flank as always expected, but as always at the right timing, finds the kill on towards Tax in amongst the mid window, and then it is just in the back of Nebula's heads. They can't get out in towards mid. Where do they look to be sort of playing and holding their spike from? Well, over in towards C Link, because Mindfreak are mounting out their retake from A Link, and it just got really stuck and really scary for them in that one. It was really well placed from Mindfreak and Scroll at the end there to be able to find the 3 kills where necessary. It's 5 in the lead for Mindfreak right now. Already movement from Nebula up towards the A site as well. Lots of utility being drawn upon. The plan of action for Mindfreak 2 is going to be Norson now finding the first one. The flashpoint can go in if needed, but it's not necessarily required right now. Pex, he will pull it on through, going for the charge. There's the action, there's one. It's Scrappy on the second as he's laid to rest, but Mindfreak, they still have a player advantage in a minute to go.
Maybe trying to take a page out of Nebula's book and just sending it there. Norson going to be gravity welled in the corner, but he's going to be safe for the moment. You should run. Norson now might need to get out of there in just a second. Scroll tossing the shock darts. The dink coming out from Norson. He's so crucial in finding these picks here. The dash forward here, finding 2 detained players. He's able to line up the first. He doesn't get Norson. What's there for the trade? Dragon now underneath the heaven. Needs to make some magic happen. A low HP Norson and quite a few members of Mindfreak to deal with. Camera shot out immediately. Dragon trying for the pre-fire here. We'll find Norson, but he needs to be careful. There's still a player in heaven and there's still a player in this site.
Yep, and the one on the side, Kalth is going to get him in the end. In finding Norson there, he knew exactly where Watt was as well for where the kill came earlier on onto the revealed player at short. It's played brilliantly. It's played spectacularly right now, this map of Haven. Mindfreak, they have Nebula's name in this one, it looks like right now, Tony, but that's not to be, you know, sort of sold already at this auction, right? There is still more rounds to be played for Nebula here. They're gonna try and do their best to get 6 more in a row as Kalth provides him the good little sneaky jet boost that only Jet can do without wasting up that utility. But yeah, as I was mentioning for Nebula right now, everything needs to accumulate in this round. They have to run in for 6 flawlessly, already deploying out that Blade Storm. They've got the Cosmic Divide and the Viper's Pit. Let's see how they fare.
Yeah, unfortunately here, had to FF the first game on VOT to Mindfreak, and well, if they lose this, they're bowing out to the losers round, and of course have to face either Tyrant or Direwolves, I believe, and well, that's something you don't want to be doing. When we saw Direwolves and of course Tyrant play yesterday, very convincing scorelines from both of them, and Nebula, it's really do or die in this round, whether they break back into this game or whether Mindfreak close it out convincingly. Kalth, I have to say, has been very sensational. Norson as well. Mindfreak just seemed to have them set up so perfectly, and I believe Nebula will be facing Direwolves if they were to fall here.
Blinded. one of the big old information gathering things in the Sky's arsenal. But I've actually just noticed as well right now, Tony, there's nothing else for Tax in this one. The Trailblazer, there's no guiding lights anymore. So it's going to be very... Oh, no, not even the Trailblazer, I think. He only has the Overgrowth. It's going to be strugglesome for him now. But Nebula, they are looking to book it in towards this A site. The Blaze, though, Dragon, they get it done. Looking for more. Looking for more. There's another one to come on through. It's 2 alive for Mindfreak. Nebula, they bring out the Seekers. And as well as dispatches of Norson, it's all down to Scroll, eating his own shock dart to destroy the Seeker in the end. 10 seconds to go. The plant will look to go down onto the floor. And now for Scroll, I mean, the money situation isn't the greatest for Mindfreak, but you know that they're going to be able to still play in amongst the next round. Scroll 1 versus 3. If he brings this one back into it and finds this round, it will be absolutely fantastic for his squad and add insult to injury to Nebula. But Dragon is going to have draft and right clicking him out. And there you go, Nebula. They gather the needed round to keep them alive here.
Yeah, that was very crucial to find there from Dragon. I have to say, the dash forward there, finding an initial 2 picks, and Rel's popping up the Cosmic Divide for Nebula to set up beautifully for the plant. Very nicely timed. Mindfreak, as you said, the money not quite there, so they're going to have to be maybe forced, maybe saved here. It will be a force to come out from them. Full armor and such. They still also have a few ultimates available. Minimized with the Viper's Pit, though, to counter. And I have to say, Rails and Jesse not having the impact expected of them.
Yeah, a little bit falling by the wayside in this one so far. 5 rounds though, Tony. Again, don't count them out, Nebula. They've gone into this, I guess a little bit tilted is what I saw from Calth earlier on. But he is certainly looking to put up a show for his squad, if possible. Sorry, from Dragon, not from Calth. Nebula's side. Slow and steady. Creeping on through. Tax a peek once more over in this short sewer. He's going to be good for 2. At least assisting here. Now Dragon, if he's able to find Scroll, definitely would open up the opportunity in this round for Nebula once more. Calth now here able to assist with Scroll. Scroll finds Dragon. The side blinder out from Scroll. Does get punished at the end. 2-2. Norson though. Look where Norson is. He's a little bit behind. No flank happening. No rule theft available still. Calth dropping the spike. And now it's all on to Tax.
Goes
there you have
for
it.
the